just like any other average Malayali who's born and brought up in Kerala or outside Kerala, my parents had a very average or a very normal upbringing from their parents. So they always wanted to learn music, both my dad and my mom. But because of their meager income that they used to earn and struggle and try to make a mark for themselves, they could not learn. So when we entered their lives, when I say we, me and my younger sister Preeti, my mom and dad made a point that they'll give us one thing that we'll carry for our lives. That's music. So I started learning tabla. So that was my entry into music. I used to love beats. I used to love anything that makes a rhythmic sound. That's how I got into making music. That was the first point. Second point is music appreciate ചെയ്യാൻ തുടങ്ങിയത് in around 92-93 when Rahman's Roja came out. My uncle had got a cassette of Roja, and that's when I heard something beautiful for the first time. That's when I started appreciating music. Third phase of my life is when I started making music. That is, again, it is a combination of my phases of my life where I was not sure what I wanted to do because I was doing designing, I was doing music, I was doing my commerce education. And that phase of my life really gave me an idea of what I wanted to do. That is music. That's where I started making music. And this phase that is helping me continue, this phase of helping me continue is my family. So they are the ones who are keeping me grounded always. They are the ones who are helping me realize my dreams every second. So this has been my journey in short for music. I'll just sum it up in one thing. Working with Rahman, അതൊരു ഇന്നിപ്പോൾ ഞാൻ ഇത്രയും ഒരു 4-5 ഫിലിംസ് ചെയ്ത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് I can just tell one thing. His experience is sinking in me now. ആ ഒരു എക്സ്പീരിയൻസിൻ്റെ ഒരു ആഫ്റ്റർ എഫക്ട്സ് ഇപ്പോഴേ എനിക്ക് അത് മനസ്സിലാവണുള്ളൂ. ഇപ്പോഴേ എനിക്ക് അത് ഒരു എന്താ പറയുക, it is very spiritual. You can't define it. I'm not saying that I am very spiritual. I like spiritualism, but it is very it's very slow. The after effects of it is very slow. You can't define that what experience you had. See, as a kid or as a 24-year-old, when I worked with Rahman, it was my life's biggest dream. You cannot ask for anything more. Yeah, for a guy who's just starting up, you can't ask for anything more. So everything that you do, it's like you know, taking like heavy shots of liquor or heavy shots of drugs and, you know, being mesmerized. So whatever comes your way, you'll say, wow, man, it's amazing. So being with Rahman at that time for me was that. It's about everything was wow, you know. Now is when I really understand the importance of being with Rahman, and I really can't explain what kind of you know, what kind of magic his working with him I've gained, you know. So it's more to do with, I'll tell you, more than music. With Rahman, it was always about being a person, and that is what I've learned from him. That is the biggest lesson that I've learned from him, and which is very tough in this industry, because you have to be creative, you have to be emotionally positive, you have to have the right vision, you have to be financially right always, and in middle of that you have to be a human being. With him, what I've learned is you first be a human being and then you be creative. The problem with all of us today is that we think we are creative. We don't think that we are humans. And that is the biggest lesson that I've learned from him. Actually, honestly, Vargal, I never thought of getting into film music. I still say that, I used to say that, I keep making music for myself. I love making small pieces of music and hearing it over a period of time and getting excited, because the point is, if I make a music, today I'm talking to you all, today after the experience that I had with you all, I go and make a piece of music, say after 3 months or 4 months when I hear it, I really like reliving that day, today, you know. So it's been always that kind of a zone for me. And in that process, a filmmaker called Bijoy Nambiar, who has directed Shaitan, he happened to hear my music online that I had posted. So that's how he got in touch with me, and he said that I'm doing a short film, will you be interested in doing it? So I said, I'll be interested. You just tell me. So it took him 4 years after that, male, to get in touch with me. So after he made a film, he got in touch with me, and that's how I did this short film called Rahu, in which Madhu sir and Tilagan sir have done small cameo performances. So that was my first taste of music for a visual medium, and it was a very big learning curve for me working with Bijoy, because I knew, or at least I could say I got a very fair idea of what music can do to a silent frame, to a crowded frame, to a blank frame, and that really inspired me to start making music for visuals. And that's how Lijo also happened to get in touch with me, because Lijo and Bijoy were good friends and they were part of a production, and Lijo heard some of my music that I'd done for Rahu, and that's how he got in touch with me for Nayagan. So my journey for film is just one part. I still would say I keep making music. So today you're a filmmaker, you would want to use this song for a film. Tomorrow you're maybe doing a documentary, you would want to use it for a documentary. Tomorrow you're doing a live show, you want us to perform over there, we'll be a part of it. So it's it's more about that. I keep it might sound very egoistic, but I keep making music for myself, and you love it, you take it.